Hi, this is Lexus Bill, host of Drive Time on Joy 99.7 FM. Listen, you don't have to worry if you miss Drive Time or Personality Profile. It's going to be live on our podcast page. Just log on to www.myjoyonline.com/podcast. You can listen to Drive Time, Personality Profile, and any other of your favorite shows on Joy FM on that page. You don't have to miss a show at all. Joy 99.7 FM, radio for discerning listeners.
Now, government has raised concerns over the incessant increase in building materials, especially iron rods. As we build up to the JoyNews Habitat Fair, the housing fair, we tell the story of how a truckload of stones, which hitherto was going for 1,200 Ghana cedis and is now 2,500 cedis in just a space of 3 months. There's more in this report.
I want to find out from you exactly what's happening on the field. Have the cost of building materials gone up?
Yeah. Oh, right. Good day to the viewers. Yes, prices of material has recently gone up, and it's so astronomical that people are finding it difficult to continue their project. Especially when we take the iron rod, for instance, in a span of 3 months, from November to now, it's close to 50%. And it has made a lot of people in the construction industry are set aback as to whether to continue their project or to hold on. If the prices will come down, then they continue.
Run us through from November.
Yes.
What was the cost of iron rods in November per ton?
Yes.
And as of now, what's the price?
Yes. In November, a ton was going for 3,500 cedis. And now, as we speak, it's 5,200 cedis, which is representing a price difference of close to 50%.
Yes.
That's 1,700 thereabout.
Yes.
And it's making people who use, we are more into conventional kinds of building, which use the blocks, the cement, the iron rods and all that. So it's difficult really controlling. So it has made some of the real estate people even a big problem for them to continue constructing for their clients. And some that are doing that are doing it reducing their gains. That because once you've signed a contract with somebody to build, it means that if it's gone up, he or she has already committed. So it means that you, the company, would have to find ways and means to go. And the disadvantage of this is that if you don't have a credible construction company, they will start cutting corners to still have the appreciable gains to the detriment of the client.
So how are you, for example, managing? This is your project, isn't it?
Yes.
Okay. I may not be able to ask you how much you charged your clients, but within this past 3 months that you've had material prices go up, how are you going to strike that out of your profits or make it affect the construction?
Yes, as I said, if you want to be a credible construction company, you need to find a way to take the shock and doing quality work and still continue doing quality work for the client, because the client is not here. And at the end of it, it's integrity that plays a role. You can't go back to a client once you've already had an undertaking that this is how much they're building, this is how much we're selling it. So it only goes to reduce your gains, and as a construction with proper management, material management and all that, you'll be able to overcome some of this. Yes.
Is the cost of the iron rods going up? Has it even affected the quality? You were just telling me that if increasing the price wasn't enough, the quality is also affected. Drive us through how that is.
Yes, the quality by way of the iron rods. Yes. Well, lately we've come to realize that even the standard length that we have has been reduced. At first, you have a standard length of 9 meters or 30 feet. And now you go and sometimes you measure and you have like 28, 6 inches or a little over 8 meter 50 and all that. And even the sizes of iron rods has also reduced. So at the end of the day, if you consider all this and you are, as a builder, you want to maximize your gains, you will be tempted to do some works that appreciable will not go down well over a long term. Yes.
You were also telling me that it's not just the iron rods.
Yes.
What else has gone up?
Well, the cost of cement, for instance, now also has gone up a bit, from 39 to like 42, 41, 50 pesos or 42. So, and when you come to the materials, in terms of fuel increment, those buying the coarse aggregate, the fine aggregate, they are all gone up. The coarse aggregate is the stones that we use for construction. Now, for instance, you could get one truckload, a 20 cubic for, let's say, 1,006, 1,007, and now it's over 2,000 cedis.
And
Yes.
all of this has happened within 3 months.
Yes, yes, and I'm just beginning to think that I'm hoping that it has no political connection, because just before the election, everything looks okay. After the election, then things are going up. So there's somebody who is supposed to be controlling, but
Now,
yes.
I want to still stay on the iron rods issue in relation to the standards falling.
Okay.
It's supposed to be the standards authorities' mandate to keep
Sure.
standards, isn't it?
Sure.
Are you satisfied with how there's a flip-flop, and is this going to affect the quality of your buildings?
Yes, I mean, there are two kinds of rods. We have the normal rod, the tensile, and the normal ones. And you realize that those doing that heavy, and the monopoly when it comes to the iron rods business is like, if I should go to, let's say, the factory, that I want to buy, like, say, 5 tons, which might be cheaper from there, but they will not sell to you because they have agents. They will tell you 5 tons, go, because somebody is making 100 tons, 200 tons. Why would you come for 5 tons? So, and they become like middlemen. So those are some of the things that really affect our work. It's really affecting our work, because if it's not some good companies around, most people will stop work till the government does something about it. Yes, because we all are looking at building affordable housing.
Yeah.
But once we keep doing that conventional type of buildings, then affordability, I think it's something that is...
So apart from this project, are you doing others within this enclave?
Oh yes, we have sections. We have this one, and we have the brick houses that we use the hydroform to do. It's the hydroform kind of brick houses. So we vary kinds of construction we do here. But this is what we are on it now. Yeah.
So how is this going to affect your 2021 as a contractor in dealing with clients, and are you going to revise even your contractual agreements?
Yes, supposedly it should be so, but looking at the COVID situation, and now that we are not in normal times, it's a bit difficult for people to even buy their own homes, because some people are out of job, some people have their monies locked up and all that. You know, the banking situation with some banks have closed and all that, and a lot of people have their monies locked up. So in effect, we, for instance, when we start building, we partner the client and say that, okay, you pay so much, and we give you some rebate in terms of time frame to pay. Are
you going to reduce the time frame now, because it looks like the prices are really changing?
Yeah, sure. I think we need to revisit that, because it has to, because if we are still pegged at the same and the prices are going up, I mean, very soon we might be out of business. So the client should also understand that if you are doing it by yourself, it's still not going to be cheaper you doing it by yourself.
Exactly.
Yeah, so I think that's basically what it is.
Thank you very much for coming on Brick and Mortar. Thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
Well, so we'll be taking a look at exactly what's happening at the factories, and of course, the retailers that sell these building materials, and why this almost 50% jump in prices. My name is Odile Ntiamwa.
Yes, we are currently getting certain projects done, and I remember a particular one that had shortage in iron rod, and so they called me and I told them to go get some. And then the guy called me that said the price of the rods have gone up. I said, by what margin? He said about 6 to 10% thereabout. But that was a small quantity, so I just told him go ahead and buy. Then 4 or 5 days later, he went again. Now we're buying much bulk, quantity for another project. Then he called me again and said the price has changed again. I said, from what? He said, no, now the increment is gone up. It's like 15% or thereabout. I said, just 3-4 days. Then I also ordered cement from one of the known, distributors of cement. Paid for it, and they told me that supply is in short. There's shortage in supply. And I went like, how come cement? So I called another supplier. He also told me the same, because I was asking for a particular brand, but the other one had other brands, but I want that particular one. In fact, I called 3 different sources, and I realized that cement was kind of short. It's either one particular brand is not here, or quantity-wise it's not there. So I got around, because I happened to be serving on the National Committee for Portland Cement, monitoring committee. Okay. And so I quickly started making calls to my people, but all of them did not tell me that they have stopped production, and so they were also not too sure why my people were telling me that they didn't have cement. So I just stayed back, and unfortunately it took me about 3 days to finally receive the cement. But my people still claim that they haven't caused any shortage. Then suddenly, when it was ready for us to pick up the cement, now they are telling me that, say, the money you paid, you have to come and top up, and that there's an increment in the price. And I went like, how? First of all, I've paid you already. It is you who has delayed in supply. He said, no, when the supply finally came in, they were complaining that the manufacturers have increased their price. We used to buy it around 38 cedis, and then suddenly they are telling me it is 42. So that's 4 cedis per bag, that increment. So yesterday, I saw a story by a private journalist publishing a story, and I think the story said that iron rods have gone up by about 40%. In fact, that was very shocking and alarming. My initial comment was that, was the journalist trying to say 4% and mistakenly wrote 40, okay? So I was very much alarmed, and between then and now, I've made several calls to our suppliers to find out what is happening, and they have given me some reasons.
Okay, can you run us through the reasons, at least 2 reasons why prices